Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the historic Halifax Forum as we have a midweek matchup in the Nova Scotia U15 Major Hockey League between the visiting Harbour Rage and the home team, the Halifax Wolverines. Take a look at the standings quickly before we get going. Wolverines sitting 6th place overall with the Rage are in 11th. You can see on your screen right there. As it'll be Jack Shear who takes the opening face-off against Jake McPhee, and we're underway here live from Halifax. The lone game on the docket for U15 Major. All the action on High Bun Sports as an early whistle. That's Riley Green, the starting goaltender for Halifax, gets his first touch of the game. Rage coming off a weekend trip to North Sydney where they dropped both games to the Cougars. Halifax played one regular season game over the weekend and one exhibition game over Charlottetown. Both teams will play 2 more games this weekend. Friday night here at Halifax again at the Forum. And then Saturday, the Wolverines once again in action. All 3 games consecutively here at the Halifax Forum for the Wolverines. It's going to be played in front here. Shear's shot. This goes wide of the net as starting goaltender Callum Hartland gets the nod from head coach Mitch Hamilton. As Rage are going to clear, it's going to be kept in by the forecheck of Shear. Shear up front for Kopech. We'll let a backhander go. That's going to be the first save of the game from Hartland. There'll be no rebound from the netminder. Take another look at the standings. As Wolverines, 13 games played, middle of the pack, exactly middle of the pack, 6th out of 12 in the league. While Rage are 11th of 12 in front of the Hurricanes, but 1 point behind the Dartmouth Whalers. So drop the puck to the glove side of Hartland. One back by the Wolverines as they're at the point. It's going to be sent back in deep, played in front, looking for McDonald. This can be sent wide as here comes Dom Bourgogne. He had a goal on the weekend for the Rage on their trip to Cape Breton as Gauthier plays a D-to-D. Looking to clear as Henry Rerger. It's going to be turned over as Baldwin had a good look. But Green makes the save in front of the rookie number 29, Cruz Baldwin. Chance here for the Wolverines to clear. Here's Larito, gets hit there! Right in front of the camera is Dando laying out his man. And that will get the Rage bench going here early on. Wolverines have possession. Here is Wyan. Wyan up for Larita. Larita will play it on Noel. That will squeak past Hartland as he thought he had it. As puck played to the corner, Rage have it. Here is Norris who gets hit after making the play. As that was Leo Harpel, the veteran forward number 8, who got his body up there. Here's a turnover. Here's Rutledge. Rutledge will play it up the wall. Picked up. Here's Wyan. Wyan will walk it and shoot one. This goes wide past Hartland. Rebound behind the net. That's Hartland. Can't seem to get to his post, but that's going to be whistled down. So a physical start here in Halifax. Not a very big crowd on hand. Everyone's at the PWHL game. and which makes for a quieter crowd here. Of course, the PWHL takeover tour happened at the Scotiabank Center just down the road. As here is Bryce Carroll, who'll collect the puck at the face-off win. That's going to be played up through the middle, sent back in deep by the assistant captain. That's Wyan, number 9 in black. As Rage have possession, here is White. White got poked off the puck, comes free for Donaldson. Rage able to stay onside, but quickly turned over. Here's Wyan, who'll break into the zone, but met there by Carroll, but loses the puck. Here's Wyan in front, puck is bouncing the slot. Looking to whack that one home is Rutledge, but the back check of Chevry prevents that from happening. Puck played back in deep. Carroll back to retrieve it. He'll look for a lane. He'll spin off the forward checking for Lewis. He'll miss him. Picked up as Donaldson takes ahead as he makes the pass up for Chevry. They'll go off his stick as Wyan had the puck bounce on him. He'll send it in deep. Carroll gets a piece of it. He'll play it behind his own net looking for a partner Lewis. Lewis takes a collision as Charlie Lewis playing in his backyard. He's a Halifax native, him and Jake McPhee, both from the Halifax area, playing in their home childhood rink as Conlon can accept the pass cleanly. Conlon will send it in deep looking for Kopech. 2 veterans for the Wolverines out there of Shear, so a complete second-year line out there for Halifax right now. Williams, another veteran, number 37, played on the team last year as well. This is going to be poked up ahead by Williams. Puck comes free, neutral ice. Here's Shear. Shear having a great year for the Wolverines. Second on the team in scoring with 21 points. He's a force to be reckoned with as well on the physical side. That's going to be turned over. McLaughlin couldn't get it in deep as that's going to be poked up ahead. As Latteria wins the battle, put up ahead. As Hipley looking for it. That's Ripley rather, Jack Ripley, number 55. DD pass finds Gauthier, who fanned on the pass. Here comes McLaughlin on the forecheck, will free up the puck, but good job by Ripley to get back just in time to prevent the breakaway. Puck comes free for Carroll. At the end of his shift, he'll look to backhand it up the wall. That's going to be picked up but offside by Liam Latteria. One of those tough names to pronounce, so I'll do my best to say it correctly. McDonald against McPhee for the face-off, right to the left side of the broadcast booth. Great view of the ice from the Forum here. My first time doing a game at the Halifax Forum. I've played plenty of hockey here, but first time streaming a game, as that's going to be offside of the line once again. .10:58 to go. First period here in the U15 Major League is 15 minutes. No flood in between, and they'll play 2:20s after that. There'll be a flood intermission between the second and third. McPhee once again against McDonald in the neutral zone. One back by the Wolverines. Sim goes D to D. Play up the wall for Harple. As that's going to come loose at the blue line. Here's McPhee. Kind of poke it out of the zone. Mayo will take over. Here's Mayo. He'll dump it in deep. About to play it is Gillis, but that's going to be icing on the call there as Riley Green came out to play it. So that should negate the icing. Argument from the Rage bench, and they have a case. If the goalie goes out to play it, it's no icing. But we'll play on. I don't know. Puck is dropped inside the Rage zone off the icing call. Comes free. Here is Donaldson. Donaldson up the wall looking for Mayo. That will bounce away, but the Rage can make a change. As here's Sim back to collect it. Sim, as Mayo in the forecheck, look to free up the puck and it will come loose. Here's Donaldson, down low for Mayo. Up top, here is Brabant. Brabant will hold on to it and send it in deep. Around the wall, loose puck. Baldwin battling for it. As hit there on the wall, expect a physical game. Two HRM rivals going at it on a Wednesday evening. As Price off the bench can poke it free. Here is McKay. McKay will get the red line and send it in deep. As off the bench is Schneier looking to get the puck on the forecheck, and he will. Play up the boards. Here is Schneier again. Schneier will let a shot go off a stick, and that will make its way to the wall. Brabant looking to clear. He'll play it back to himself. Avery Brabant over to Price, who will poke that on his backhand down the ice. That's going to be no icing. Shear, last man back. He'll collect the puck for Halifax. Up for Kopak, who couldn't handle the pass. As no icing on the call once again. Puck behind the net. Here's Brabant looking to clear up. Price looking to collect it. It's going to be picked up by Williams instead. Williams will circle back and they'll go off the shin pad and out of play. 9:22 to go in the first. They'll drop the puck. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like it'll be the right side, the left side, I guess, of the Rage bench. Chevry against McDonald for the face-off. Puck dropped. One ahead by the Rage, but picked up by the Wolverines in neutral ice. A hit will free up the puck, and it's going to be sent down. Out to play it is Green, looking for Gauthier. As Roger will go up the boards. Might be a 2-on-1 here for Halifax, and it will be. As played over across is Larita, who had the whole net to shoot at, but he just missed it wide. That's going to be played up the wall. Here is Harple. Harple let a shot go. It's going to be blocked on its way through. Chance for the Rage to clear. As Donaldson has it. Shear will collect in his own zone. Puck play to the corner. Wolverines have it. That's going to go past the intended recipient. Harple comes free. Poked ahead, but picked off. Here is Roger. He'll send it in deep and go for a change. Here is Lewis. Lewis, the Halifax native, will carry the puck up the ice. Picked off by McKay. Will chip it into the zone. Battle for the puck. Carroll gets there first. Here's Bryce Carroll looking to clear. He'll go up the board. It's going to be out of the zone as Sim can hold the line. He'll get it back and try and set it in deep. It hits a body as Carroll will go cross ice. Ends up in the opposite corner. Wolverines have it. Ranger changing. Watch out here as clearing attempt at the shin pad as that was Wyan looking to clear. Wyan has it again. Looking to stretch it for Rutledge, but Dando with a good interception, neutral ice, so dump it back in. Offside is a delayed call here as puck sent up ahead. Here's McKay, might have a 3-on-1. Pass in front is poke check from Heartland. Frees up the puck. Great to stop there as rebound came loose in the slot. Here goes Dando. Lucas Dando will lose the puck as Ripley will send it back towards the Rage zone. Last man back is Hayden Trudell, number 88, as Routledge on the forward check will get the puck from him, but McPhee able to collect for the Rage. Cole Harbour looking to clear. It's going to be sent back in deep by Shearer. Played around the opposite wall. Here is Mayo. Mayo can't get it out. Ripley will take over and shoot one towards the goal. Puck comes free. Here's Kopech. Save made by Heartland and tight as Kopech ended up all alone in front of the Rage goaltender, but will play on as we're over the halfway point of the first period. His pass in front. Puck is bouncing in the slot. Comes free. Here's Shearer. Shearer loses the puck to Mayo, who will chip it over to McPhee. McPhee up the wall looking for Donaldson. That'll be sent into the Wolverine zone as the Rage will make some changes. Williams will collect the pass out of his own end. Williams will look to lead the rush for Halifax. Here is the assistant captain, Williams. Will put the brakes on and throw it towards the goal. Rebound's there, but covered up by Heartland. And that will stop play as I get a chance to adjust my tripod here. A bit of a slanted angle on the left side. I'll try and adjust that a bit. 6.5 to go. Face-off inside the Rage zone. Baldwin loses the face-off to McDonald. Has been great in the draw. Here's Gauthier at the D-to-D. Sends it in corner. As here is Latteria. He'll try to center it. Goes off a body. Rage looking to clear as Gauthier got tangled up with the blue line. Kept in. Here's McDonald. McDonald will drag and shoot one. He scores! Felix McDonald, number 34, drags and shoots it past the goaltender. And it's Halifax here at home who break the ice at the Forum. Chance for the Rage to clear at the blue line, but it was kept in. So 6:18 to go. It's Halifax with the opening marker. As here is Donaldson looking to respond for Cole Harbour. It's going to be sent in deep. McDonald plays it behind his own net. He just scored the opening goal in this game. Number 34 as he'll look to clear off a shin pad, but right to his teammate, Kopech, who plays up ahead. Here's Harple. Harple will walk his way through the middle, but picked off. Donaldson will chip it to the boards and send it in deep. Takes a hit from Larita. Latteria. One of those names I can't get a hang of. Here is Donaldson in front. Shot off his shin pad as goaltender Green was down and out. Good chance there for the Rage to tie the game, but they couldn't capitalize. As here is McDonald off the pass from Kopech. He'll try into the zone, but it's going to be offside, which will give Lewis a chance to clear. That's going to be sent down. That will be nice and call against Cole Harbour. With 5.5 to go in the first. No shot clock here in Halifax in this particular arena. .6:58 local time. So that PWHL game should be getting underway in about a couple minutes. McLaughlin will take the face-off inside the Rage zone against Jacob Parker, number 11. Halifax at home ice, up by a goal. There's a chance in front, is getting taken down with Schneier. Puck comes free in the corner. Schneier has it again. Shot towards the goal off the stick of Heartland. Rudolph with a chance to clear. As that's going to be sent down the ice. Sim will be the first to the puck as he has McLaughlin on the forward check. McLaughlin looking to dig the puck out of the wall. He'll get the turnover for a moment. Puck's free behind the net. It's going to be played to the line. Here's Lucas Dando. Leads the Rage into scoring for defenseman. That's going to be fanned on. Chance the other way, but kept in by Dando. Nice job there with number 9 to clean up his own mess, as they say. Comes free. Here is Wyan. Lucas Wyan, number 9. So 2 Lucases wearing number 9 here out in this game. As hit on the entry was Wyan by his name partner and number partner, Lucas Dando. Here is Kopech. He'll spin off a check from McPhee. Kopech looking for the loose puck, play to the middle. Play to the line. Here's Williams. Shot towards the opposite corner. Kopech collects it. Kopech, the veteran, will send it in deep for Shear. Shear gets bumped off the puck by McPhee. Jake McPhee looking to clear. The Halifax native playing against some of his old friends, I'm sure. As he is from this area. His pass in front and they score! Jared Comblin off the feed from Kopech. Goes over the blocker of Heartland. And that will make it 2-1 for Halifax. Not an ideal start in the road for the Rage. 2-0 for the Wolverines here on a Wednesday night. Lone game on the docket. In U15 Major, there was a high school game earlier on High Button Sports. That's going to be thrown towards the goal. Rebound! Stop made by Heartland. A couple of chances in front as the Wolverines are feeling it right now. Play to the corner. Mayo looking to clear. It's going to be played across the ice off a skate with Mackay Simon. Picked up by Williams. Williams will send it back in deep. That will be played by the stick of Heartland right to his defenseman, Rabbitt. Rabbitt up for Mayo, who had that hop over his stick. Shear will backhand on across ice. It's going to be picked up by Larita. Comes free off the poke check. Here is Williams. Williams will weave his way through the right side. The defenseman pinching in. Makes a move in the half. Ball pass across. Rebounds there. Heartland off the deflection. Makes the save and he'll cover up the rebound. So Conlon from Kopech and Shear, the official goal call from the PA announcer at ice level. Nothing's your score here in Halifax. There's 3.5 minutes to go in the first period. Baldwin against McDonald. Feels like Felix McDonald's taking every face-off for Halifax. It's going to be one back by Baldwin. Play to the boards. Kept in for a moment by the Wolverines. Play to center ice. Here is Harper. Harper will dangle his way by Burgoyne and send it in deep. 3.25 to go now in the period. As Rage looking to clear. Gauthier will hold the line. Comes free off the wall, but Price will intercept and send it down the ice. Picked up by Gauthier. Neutral zone. He'll go D to D. As Gauthier gets the return pass through the middle. Here is Harple. Harple will drop it off for McDonald. McDonald back to Harple. Skate to stick. Pass in front. That will go through the slot and wide as Gauthier has it. Gauthier. Play to the wall. Harple has a lane. He'll shoot one off the stick of Lewis. He came back on the defensive side of the puck as Roger has it. Henry Roger looking to make a play. It's going to go off a stick and out the zone. Back to retrieve it is Gauthier up the boards. Looking for McDonald. Intercepted by Carroll. Here comes the captain. Carroll will enter the zone on the left side. As he'll get knocked off the puck. That will be a chance either way. As here is Rutledge as the Rage were changing. Rutledge looking for a trailer. Will hold on to it and shoot off the side of the cage. That will stay out. 2:10 to go here in the opening frame. Rutledge, fans on the pass. Dando looking to clear. Kept in by number 8's Lucas Wyant. Number 9, I guess. Pass to the wall. Hit on the boards. We'll free up the puck for a moment. Here's McKay. Able to hold the line by the skin of his teeth. It's going to be sent in deep by Rutledge. Carroll back to retrieve it. Bryce Carroll will go up the boards. Going to clear. Turned over. Here's Rutledge. Rutledge will shoot one. Just goes wide as he had the glove side picked out. Play to the line. It's going to be nearly turned over as White in the forecheck couldn't get the breakaway. Dando gets it instead. Dando will shoot one off the rush. It'll go wide past the blocker. The goaltender, Riley Green. That will make its way out of play. So 1:27 to go here in the first period. Wolverines here at home at the historic Forum are holding on to a 2-0 lead. Face off inside their zone as McLaughlin will take it against Kopech. Puck dropped. One back as the Wolverines have a face-off play here. Here's Conlon up for Kopech. Kopech cross ice for Shear. Shear will look to center it off the stick, and that will go wide. As Kopech was driving the net, you can tell they practiced that play. Here is Williams looking to keep the play alive inside the Rage zone. He will. Play down low for Kopech. This line connected on the second Wolverines goal a few moments ago. Kopech, Shear, and Conlon. Play by the net. Here is Kopech centering pass. Comes free off the shin pad. Play to the corner. Here's Conlon. Up top for Williams. He'll walk to the middle and shoot one up high. It's going to be blocked in front by Dando. Got to awkwardly go off his hand as he's in a little bit of discomfort, number 9 in white. It's going to be turned over. Shot blocked by Dando. Now he's ailing in 2 different spots. Puck will come free, neutral ice. 30 seconds to go in the period. Dando trying to get off the ice right now as he's ailing. That's going to be played down the ice. Here's a 2-on-0. Kopech over to Shear. Back to Kopech. Scores! Kopech double dips. Unfortunate break there as Dando had to change because he was hurting. Wolverines capitalize off the injury. As Dando's leaking down in front of the Rage bench. So 2-0 now. Wolverines have a 3-goal lead. DD pass for Gauthier. Up ahead for McDonald. McDonald had the opening goal in this one. McDonald up for Gauthier at the line. He'll keep it in. Gauthier weaving his way through. Pass over to McDonald. He's going to go off a shin pad. Here's McDonald at the top of the zone. Off a stick of Gauthier. Puck will come free in front. Here's McDonald. Shot the buzzer. This goes wide, and it's going to do it for the opening 15 minutes of play. You're tuned to High Button Sports. Live from the Forum. U15 major action going on. Wolverines have a 3-0 lead after the first. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the second. Welcome back to the second period. 3-0 for Halifax. Felix McDonald opened the scoring, and then 2 quick ones from Max Kopech have us at 3-0 for the Wolverines. As McDonald will win the face-off to start off the 20 minutes of the second period. As Wolverines have it. Pinching in is Simon. He has the puck now. Simon looking to bust his way to the goal. Puck comes free. McPhee stop the blocker of Riley Green. That's his best save of the game. He didn't see much action in the first. As chance in front, that's going to be picked off. Here's Carroll. Carroll will look to clear. It's going to be off a shin pad as Harper will throw it up the zone. Harper down the right wing, makes a move. Harper gets knocked off the puck in the back check. Comes free for Harper again. Here's Leo Harper. Weaving his way through the offensive zone over cross. Here's Wyan to look for a lane and shoot one, he scores! Past the blocker of the goaltender. And Halifax is up 4-0. 40 seconds into the middle frame. Lucas Wyant letting that one rip. And it is now a 4-goal lead for the Wolverines. Due to the pass. Here's Sim. Sim will look to dump it in deep. Met there at the line. It's going to be sent down the ice. As we're now 55 seconds into the second period. Here's McDonald. He opened the scoring in this one. Felix McDonald has a delayed penalty coming up here. Looks like it's going to be against the Rage. That's going to be touched up by Cole Harbour, and that will be the first penalty of the game. Looks like Price is the guilty party in this one. We'll see what the call is. Head contact's the call. Let's see if it's 2 or 4. 2 minutes on the board. So the Wolverines, who are up by 4, have a chance on the man advantage. As off the face-off, it's going to be intercepted by McPhee and cleared down the ice. Ripley will get a piece of it at the red line, able to keep it from going all the way down as Williams up for McKay. McKay enters the zone on the right side. Lefty will play it over. Ripley finds Williams. Williams at the top of the circle. Over across. Looking for Parker. That will go off his backhand in the corner. Going to clear. The Rage will be turned over and sent on net. Save made by Hartland. Wolverines have it. Shot. It's going to be stopped once again by number 33 in white. As that was Fisher Schnare with the save. Or with the shot, rather. Hartland with the save. Kopech, Shear, and Conlon out there for this power play now. Williams and Kopech still the 2D for Halifax. Dando still getting looked at. He had a pretty red-looking hands as he blocked that shot earlier late in the first. As that shot will be tipped wide in front by Shear as he was parked in the blue paint. Him and Lewis battling for the loose puck. Shear wins that. Up for Ripley. Ripley over to Shear. Shear down low. Will go off the boards. Kopech will corral it. It takes a hit from Lewis. Battle ensues in the wall. Here is Shear. Shear will spin on the boards. Has it on the half wall. Up top, Ripley will walk to the middle. Back for Shear, who has a lane. Shear will play it down low for Kopech. Backhand save made by Hartland. He'll cut off the rebound. So 4-0 here in this one. 52 seconds of power play time for Halifax. Ethan Price in the box. As Dando has a latex glove on his hand now. He's ready to go. That's going to be cleared off the face-off win for Cole Harbour. Back to retrieve it is Berger. He'll play it behind his own net. Berger up for Kopech. Kopech, Conlon, and Shear still out there for Halifax in this power play. Kopech, goal line pass will go wide. And that will be collected by Donaldson and one time down the ice. Out to play it is Gauthier. Gauthier and Berger getting some power play time here for Halifax. They have a 4-0 lead with 17 seconds to go in the second period. 17 minutes, rather. Last man back, Gauthier. He makes the play up for Felix McDonald. McDonald will put the brakes on as he enters the zone. McDonald weaving his way through. Still has the puck on the bottom of the circle. Put up top for YN. YN fans the original pass and will recollect it and send it in deep. Norris battling for a loose puck and receiver McDonald. McDonald has the puck in the corner, holds onto it, looking for an option. McDonald will shoot it towards the goal, blocked in front. This rebound played to the corner. Wolverines are going to clear. Here's Harpel down low. Harpel will throw it towards the goal wide. Rebound saved from McDonald. Stop made from Hartland. As a funny hop off the end wall came free for number 34. But Hartland was up to the task and frees his play. Penalty is now over. Rage kill off the opening penalty of this matchup. A rare Wednesday game here in the U15 Major League. Usually the McDonald's will play the odd Wednesday night game at this time slot, but Wolverines decided to do it instead. Makes sense. Two teams so close in proximity, might as well get their games over with on the weekday and then have the traveling teams come play on the weekend. As here's YN. Shot stop made from Hartland through the screen. And it'll freeze play as he gloves it down. Dando back out there. Pretty tough kid, number 9. Second year in the league. He was leaking pretty badly. I obviously have a pretty good view from where I'm standing here of the Rage bench. As YN will pick up the face-off over to Sim. Sim will go around the wall. Trudell looking for the loose puck. McPhee as well. Pinching in. There's YN looking for the play inside the Rage zone. Pass in front will go off the stick. Here's YN up top. YN will walk to the middle. Over across. Sim makes a move past Simon. Gets taken down. Arm stays down as well from the referee. As Mayo will take over. Mayo can't enter the zone cleanly. That's going to be picked off by Rutledge. Austin Rutledge plays up the middle as Lewis will intercept and send it back in deep. Wolverines have it. Sim looking at by Mayo on the forecheck as Simon collects the turnover. Mackay Simon will look to dump it in deep at Fandon as Shear off the bench will collect the puck. Shear. Over for Sim as he fans on the clearing pass. Gets it back. As Wyand has it now. Up for Shear. Shear will hold onto the puck and neutral ice. Cross ice feed. Finds Conlon, who takes a hit from Lewis, but freed up as Parker pass across. It will go over the stick of the intended recipient Shear as he lets it hit on Mayo. Puck back in the rage zone. 5 minutes into this second period. Here's Lewis. Lewis gets knocked off the puck. Comes free at the blue line, sent in deep by Conlon. Shear plays it over for Kopech. Kopech, as Wolverines are going to clear. Kopech gets a hit in the corner from Lewis, and that will liven up the bench for Cole Harbour. Ripley takes the pass up top. Ripley shot blocked by Mayo. Puck in the corner. Shear takes a hit from Carroll. Physicality ramping up a bit in this shift. There's Kopech. This line's been excellent for Halifax tonight. Williams shot from the point, tipped on goal. This goes off a shin pad. Here's Williams. Played back in the corner as Lewis gets hit into the wall by Conlon. Comes free for Carroll. Carroll will go up for Mayo. Mayo looking to clear. So it's going to be kept in by Ripley. Ripley will walk to the middle. Puck bouncing. Makes its way to the corner. Carroll has it in his own zone. And that's going to be a penalty on the Wolverines as Harper will touch up, and that'll be the first penalty against Halifax tonight. Holding's the call. Carroll, the captain, draws that one. .58 to go. Rage with their first chance, the man advantage. Face-off will be the glove side of Riley Green. Baldwin will take the face-off against Leo Harpel. Puck one back. Chevry has the puck for the Rage. So they'll set up here the man advantage. Up top, Simon collects the pass. Will play it back for Chevry. Back for Simon. Simon up top, over cross for Brabant. Brabant will lose the puck for a moment on the half wall. Chance here for Halifax to clear, kept in by the Rage. Here is Brabant. Has the puck in the corner, up top for Baldwin. Baldwin over cross, finds Simon. Simon will throw it back over for Brabant. Brabant sends it in deep, finds Price. Price has the puck up top. Brabant collects the pass. Brabant over to Baldwin. Baldwin will poke it back towards the corner. Puck will come free for Halifax. That will just make its way out the zone. Brabant has it, neutral ice, so backpedal to his own blue line. Plays it over for Baldwin. Baldwin, cross ice for Chevry. Chevry back to the middle for Simon. That bounce off of his stick for a moment. Comes free. Here's Baldwin. Pokes it for Simon. Simon out of the corner. Has the puck. Mackay Simon has a lane to the net. Will drag. Simon will shoot one block. Rebounds there. Chevry fanned on it. Another chance in front. Whacked away. Here's Simon dragging and shooting. Just goes over the net. And that will make its way out of the zone. It's a foot race for the puck as Baldwin gets there first as McDonald did on the back check. Or forecheck rather. As here's Lewis off the bench. Charlie Lewis will collect the puck off the bench. Over to Carroll. Rice Carroll will chip it into the zone. That's going to be turned over by Halifax. Chance to clear. It's going to be kept in as a hit will free up the puck. Here's a chance for Lewis looking to center the puck. So bat out of midair, but he couldn't make the play. Here's Lewis over to White in the half wall. White up top for Carroll. Carroll loses the puck at the blue line as Parker with the stick will collect it and send it down the ice. 10 seconds to go in the Rage power play as Carroll will collect from his goaltender. Bryce Carroll over cross for Lucas Dando. Dando makes a move and neutral ice. Will take it wide as we're back to 5-on-5. As hit and neutral ice will free up the puck for a moment. Comes free 2-on-1. Dando looking to find the puck. He will. Dando on the backhand just trickles through the crease and wide of the net. Pretty close chance for Cole Harbour there. As pass across. One-timer Dando. That will go up and out of play. As his hand seems to be okay. Number 9 and White. Got a pretty good piece of that puck off the 1T. It ends up out of the ice surface. McCabe will take the face off inside his own zone. 11:43 to go. 4-0 for Halifax here at home. McLaughlin will oppose him on the dot. Puck dropped. One back nearly on goal. Here's Ripley looking to clear, go up the boards. Rutledge will poke it to the middle. Ends up on the stick of a Wolverine. As here comes Schnarr, he'll take it wide. Schnarr towards the goal, that will go across the ice. Picked up by Rutledge. There's Austin Rutledge looking to make a play off the wall. Hit will free up the puck for a moment. Williams will pinch in, stays inside the Rage zone. Chipped in deep, here's Rutledge. Battling with McLaughlin for possession. Up the boards, as the Rage penalty looking for a hold. That's going to be played to the line, and loose puck. Arsenault on the forecheck, but Williams gets there first. Here is Luke Williams. He'll cycle it over to Ripley. Ripley will play it up ahead as Brabant will collect a turnover as Kopech on him, forced to make a quick play over his deep partner Norris. Norris looking for Arsenault, turned over. Here's Kopech over to Shear. Shear will walk in and shoot one just wide of the net. That would have made it 5-0. Rage have it. Ripley will hold the line for a moment, pins his man to the wall right in front of the Rage bench. Awkward bench setup as they're opposing each other, and the penalty box is only on one side. If you know what I mean. If you've been to the forum, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Here's Conlon. Conlon will shoot one as he spins and fires one, but it's going to be stopped by Hartland. Rebound picked up. Here's Shear. Shear over crosses out of midair. Conlon bats that out. As Conlon has the puck in the corner, has two Rage on him. Player taken down. Arm stays down as well. Here's Conlon. Kopech, Shear back out together with him. This line's been great for Halifax so far tonight. Burgoyne can't get it out. Sent back in deep. Brabant will collect it. Turned over. Kopech in front. Here's Shear, but that hot over his stick in the slot. As White, chance to clear. That's going to be sent down the ice. That will slowly trickle its way onto the stick. Berger. Here come the Wolverines. Berger will drop it for Lorita. Over, up top from McDonald's. His pass across can be picked up by Gauthier. Let a shot go just wide of the net. On the full Hartland. Stays out. Here's a chance for Trudeau to clear. He'll go up the boards. Kept in by the Wolverines. Played down low. There is Latteria. Turned over as Chevry takes a hit in front of his own net. Out for the puck. Here's McDonald on the goal line. McDonald will shoot one towards the goal. It goes wide. Picked up. As here's Latteria. He'll have that go off a shin pad. Puck comes free in the corner. Here's Harple now. Harple across. One-timer fan down by McDonald. Looking for his second of the game. As Berger couldn't keep it in. McPhee will turn it over. Here's Jake McPhee. Takes it wide. It's onto the zone. McPhee bursting through. Here's Jake McPhee to the goal as he just couldn't finish off the move. That's going to be whistled down as the glove came off the goaltender, which will stop play due to safety reasons. So 4-0 here in Halifax. Lone game of the night in the U15 Major League here in beautiful Nova Scotia. The Ice Jam coming up soon. Rage will play the Gulls to open off that tournament, as well as the Eastern Hitmen and the Mid-Isle Matrix. I believe that begins on January 7th, if I'm not mistaken. And I could very well be wrong. But it is coming up after the new year, I know that. Chance for Halifax to clear. It's going to be kept in. Simon on the forecheck, but able to get there first with ease is YN. Hit will free up the puck behind the net. Mayo and Simon back there behind the cage. That's going to be picked up by Sim. Sim will go up the boards, looking for McKay. As Lewis came pinching in, he'll keep it inside the zone for a moment. Comes free in the middle of the zone. That will be poked back in the corner. Play to the line. Dando has a lane hole. Fan the shot as he'll get it right back, and that will be a hit by Dando on the blue line. As here is Lucas Dando up for Mayo. Dando will recollect it and send it in the corner. We'll go for a change. Sim will make a move past the forward check. Play to the middle. Picked up. Centering pass as Conlon off the bench. Might have had a breakaway, but he couldn't handle the pass cleanly. Conlon weaving his way through the offensive zone. Played up top, but Ripley couldn't get to the blue line in time as he was off the bench. Here's Kopech now. Kopech, Conlon, and Shear back out there. Conlon's shot goes off a shin pad of Carroll and wide. Kopech will collect on the wall. 7.5 to go here in the second. Here is Shear. Shear battling with Brabant for the puck on the street for Kopech for Halifax. Back on the boards. Simon gives his man a shove. That's going to be played to the line and sent wide by Williams. Here's Ripley. Ripley will let a shot go. It just goes wide. Rebound cleared away off a stick. Here is Williams again. Shot towards the goal. Blocked in front. Rebound shot on net. Save made by Hartland. Here's Williams. Williams, another shot. Another save from Hartland. Chance to clear for Cole Harbour. Here's Carroll. He'll take it himself. Down the left side, Bryce Carroll will make a move as he tries to stand up his man Ripley. They both able to keep their feet in that exchange. Ripley has the puck. Play to the middle. Baldwin puts a turnover off the pad. As penalty coming up to Halifax. Back-to-back power plays for Cole Harbour. Hooking is the signal from the referee. With 6:47 to go in the middle frame, Cole Harbour had back to the man advantage. Ripley the guilty party for the hook. White, Lewis, Carroll, Mayo, and Dando out there for this power play. 3 defensemen out there for Cole Harbour. Puck dropped. One back. Here is Carroll. Carroll over across for White. White has a lane on the net. He'll play it over across. One timer. Dando blocked in front. Rebounds there. And they score. Not sure how the last touch looked like it was Lucas Dando at the one timer. Takes a funny hop on its way through, but Cole Harbour has their first goal. Great pass from White for Dando. And the Rage have life here in Halifax. It's 4-1 now. Dando adding to his team leading goals. He now has 5 in the year. Let's see, one back from McDonald, who has a chance to clear. McDonald playing defense this shift. Here's a chance for Shearer out there with Kopech, Conley, and McDonald on the blue line. Pass up ahead. Here's Harpo's shot, just goes wide. As Halifax has 5 forwards on the ice. Here's Harpo. Let a shot go at the blocker of Heartland. I've never seen this before. So after the penalty, Halifax responds with 5 forwards. As here's Arsenault, chance to clear. McDonald will hold it in. McDonald head for Shearer. He'll drag and blow the backhand. Makes another move, and he scores. Jack Shearer with some great poise in front. Outweights the goaltender, and the Wolverines get it right back. So the 5 forward unit pays off for Halifax. And it's 5-1. That is definitely a first. A 5-on-5, 5-man forward unit. So Steve Bent reaching in his bag of tricks. He's a veteran coach, and he flexing his muscles there a bit. Sending out 5 returning forwards on the ice after the penalty kill. As Halifax has it again, it's going to be played up the boards, picked up. Here is Schneier. Schneier will shoot one off the helmet of Heartland. Now will go wide. Wyan will keep it in. Chance for Donaldson to clear as they'll try to find White. White against Sim for the loose puck. Is Sim able to win that battle? Sim has the puck up ahead. Here is Rutledge. She'll enter the zone. It's going to be offside, which will freeze play. So 5-1's your score now. Rage just scored on the power play, but Wolverines responded with a quick goal from Jack Shearer. And it is now 5-1, so Halifax regains their 4-goal lead. Here's Ripley, enters the zone. He'll take a hit from Chevry. Battle for the puck ensues in front of the Rage bench. 5 minutes to go now in the second period. Here's Ripley over across. He can get the pass through. Rebounds there, and they score. Off the post and in. Halifax up 6-1 now. As Leo Harpo gets the goal. So a 5-goal lead for Halifax. Puck is dropped. Here's Harpo. Harpo loses the puck for Price. Poked up ahead. Ripley. It's a shot off the pad. Rebound cleared away by Norris. That'll hit a stick and comes free at the line. Williams had that bounce over his stick as Bourgogne was on the forward check. Ripley will look to enter the zone, but once again offside. Might be a penalty on the play. As I was looking down at my notes, but I heard an extra whistle, but looks like we'll play on. 4:40 to go. 6-1 Wolverines here at home over the Rage. Puck dropped. One back. His centering pass picked up by Bourgogne. He'll poke it ahead. Berger plays it up the boards. Here's Schnarr. Schnarr will drag. Doesn't shoot though. His puck comes free. Sent to the goal. Tipped on towards the net, but ends up being a block. Here's Schnarr. Up for Berger. Berger takes a hit from Bourgogne. Now with the puck. Rage bench likes that. Puck stays inside the Rage zone. Brabant pokes it up for Baldwin. Back for Brabant. Brabant will look to clear. Kept in by Berger at the line. Berger turns it over for Baldwin. Here's Cruz. Baldwin. He'll chip it in deep. He'll go after his own dump in. Battling against Gauthier for possession. Comes free for Halifax. Here's a turnover. Here's Baldwin. Centering pass. Puck bouncing. Dando looking for it. Comes free. Sent towards the goal. It's in the blue paint, but covered up by Riley Green, who will freeze play with 3:48 to go. So, take a look at the stat sheet. McDonald with 1 and 2. Max Kopech 1 and 1. Shearer 1 and 2. Gauthier 1 assist. Lucas Wyan 1 goal. Leo Harpel 1 and 1. So, depth scoring here for Halifax. Nobody has 2 goals in the game, but they have 6 total. So 6 different goal scorers. As here's Dando. We'll poke it ahead. Comes free. Here's Comlin. Shot low. Stop for the pad by Hartland. Here's McPhee as he collects the rebound. McPhee will look to clear. That will be met at the line. Sent back in deep. Dando gets the puck out. That will slowly trickle its way inside the Wolverine zone as Sim has it. Here's Reese Sim. Fans on the pass. Stays inside the zone. Recollects. Sim. Backhand. Up ahead. Shearer collects the pass. Shearer over to Conlon, who will spin and fire around the wall. Kopech against Carroll for the loose puck. Poke to the corner. Wolverines have it. Played up top. Sim will walk to the middle and shoot one on goal off the pad. Hartland, and makes another save. Love to know the shots on net through this game, as there's no clock indicating what they would be. I can bet you Halifax has a lead in that category. Here's Sim. Played up the ice. There's going to be no icing as Lewis lifted the stick with Conlon. McDonald gets there first. Wolverines getting every loose puck. As played behind the net. With it now is Latteria. Played in front as that's going to go off a stick into the corner. Harpel has it now. Harpel gets hit into the boards by McLaughlin. 2:20 to go here in the second. Here's Simon in his own zone. Picked off. McDonald has it. McDonald played off the glass and deep. As Latteria has it on the net. Makes a few moves. Latteria cycles it. Puck comes free off the hit from Lewis. Here's Charlie Lewis looking to clear. He's been out there for a while. Harpel will collect the puck. Harpel has it on the wall up top. Williams will walk in and shoot one low. It just goes wide as Hartland was all screened in front. Rebound save made by Hartland. As here's Lewis. Chipped up ahead. That will slowly make its way out the zone. Simon will backhand right on the stick out Ripley. 1:45 to go in the period. Wolverines have it. Here's McDonald. Picked off by Lewis. Lewis backhand over to Donaldson. Donaldson will hold on to it. Go off the glass. Sent inside the Wolverine zone. 1.5 to go now. Williams will spin and fire it towards the Rage end. So it's going to be picked off as Donaldson falls down neutral ice. Here comes the Wolverine. Here's Rutledge up ahead. Schnarr loses it for Ripley. Shot off the pad is making the save with the goaltender Hartland. Still 6-1. Puck inside the Rage zone. Here's Rutledge. Rutledge will fire one that will go over the net. Past the glove of Hartland. Here's Brabant. Makes a nice escape move. Avery Brabant looking for a lane. He'll hold on to it. Played over for his D partner Norris. Nathan Norris back for Brabant. 2 rookie D partners out there. Brabant will go off his shin pad. Ends up on the stick of White. White will poke it ahead for Norris, who loses the puck. Shearer back out there. He'll create a turnover. Puck up under the stick of Donaldson. Donaldson will poke it ahead looking for Chevry. Chevry can't get to the puck as Gauthier will collect. Gauthier looking at center. It goes off the stick of Donaldson. Loose puck. Picked up by Dando as a lane. Here's Lucas Dando. Shot blocked away by Green. Rebound behind the net. Wolverines will collect. 30 seconds to go in the second period. Here is Donaldson. Donaldson using his hips to makes some moves with his skates. Donaldson has the puck on the goal line, making another play. As Donaldson still has it, shot will go up and out of play after deflection. We have 15 seconds to go in the middle of the period. We'll take a quick intermission break after these 15 seconds as the Zamboni will come on the ice for some fresh frozen water. Baldwin against Kopech, so the Kopech-Comlin shear line right back out there for Halifax. A shot off the face-off by Price, stop made. Rebound sent to the crease, 10 seconds to go. Here's Comlin looking to clear, kept in by Dando on the boards. As that's going to be played up ahead, Shear, as time went out. And that's going to do it for the first two periods. So Halifax up 5 goals after 2. You're tuned to High Button Sports, Nova Scotia U15 major action on a Wednesday evening at the Forum. We'll be back for the third period after the break. That's going to be thrown on net, as I was muted for the whole start of the period. My apologies, I had my microphone muted to start that period. I was sounding pretty good too, it's too bad. So I'll relay what I just said, as that's going to be shot on goal, save made by Heartland. So Rage, the top first 2 periods, coaching staff was not happy with them. They came out, they had a pretty good start to that third. They're on the power play right now. 30 seconds to go on that man advantage. As here's Baldwin over to Brabant. Brabant up head for Chevry. Chevry cross sights, going to go off a shin pad as McDonald will collect. McDonald at the wall. Finds Baldwin. Baldwin will look to center. It's going to go off a stick that will free up the puck, and that will escape the zone. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Brabant over to Baldwin. Baldwin will slowly poke it into the zone. First man back is Avery Gauthier. Has a chance to clear, kept in by Chevry. Chevry takes a hit over to Simon. Simon over to Norris. Norris back to 5-on-5. Shot through the screen. It's going to be off the glove. Rebounds there. Picked up behind the net. Simon has a chance to get to the puck, and he will. Simon up for Brabant. Brabant plays it down the wall for Simon. Kept in the zone. Simon has it up top. Mackay Simon will backhand one through the middle. It's going to be picked off as he'll go for a change in frustration. Here's Hart McDonald. McDonald will take it wide and go on the backhand across. That's on a shin pad. Centering feed. Let's play to the line. Here's Sim. Sim looking for Conlon. That will go tip wide. As shot made its way on goal. Stopped from Hartland, but he didn't know he did so. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin will take it wide. Takes a hit from Sim on the entry. That's going to be whistled down. Looks like a problem with the equipment of the goaltender. Looks like the stitching in his glove perhaps might be an issue. So backup goalie Taden number 33 getting warm there for a moment. Let's see what the situation is here. Looks like we got a cold goaltender for Halifax, so a big swing in this game. 6:55 to go in the third. Rage could pop one here on the new goaltender quickly. They could change the tides of this one. As here is Comlin. Comlin, centering pass for Kopech. This line's been dynamite tonight for Halifax. Kopech has it at the top of the circle. Will walk it in, shoot one off the shoulder of Hartland, who makes the save. Looking to clear his Arsenault. It's going to be kept in. Here is Shearer. Shearer has it behind the net for Halifax. Jack Shearer, the veteran forward, up top for Sim. Sim makes a move. Pass Bourgogne. Takes it down low. Shot pass will bounce away to the crease, but picked off by Dando. Here's Collins to turnover. Backhander stop from Hartland. That will freeze play. So, looks like the starting goaltender, Riley Green, broke his glove or something. As Taden number 33, in goal for Halifax out of nowhere. So, a random, awkward situation in this game. You don't see that too often. No injury or anything. It looks like the glove just fell apart in the goaltender. So, a new catching glove is definitely on the Christmas list for Riley Green, if I were a betting man, which I'm not. Puck comes free. There is Carroll, the captain, will go skate to stick. They'll hop over his twig. McKay will find it. He takes a hit from Mayo. So a physical start for this third for Harbour. They're looking to bounce back after a pretty soft two frames. As here is Williams. Williams will go up the boards. Another hit from Price, as that will get the attention of the Rage bench, as Lewis takes a hit from Williams, and now it's the Wolverines' turn to cheer for their boys after a collision. Here's Carroll. Carroll will thump it back in deep. Out to play it is new goalie, Here, chance to clear. Let's go off a stick, kept in for a moment. Williams poked off by Baldwin. Play to the corner. Ripley gets there first. He'll fake out the forecheck. Ripley back for Williams. Williams has the puck, has an opportunity to stretch the pass, but Schneider decided to go for a change instead. That will hop all the way on goal off the boards. And that's going to be a stop from Hartland. So we're about 5 minutes into this third period. Rage showing a bit of life here In this final frame, puck dropped. One back to the point. Over for Gauthier. Gauthier will throw it towards the goal. Tipped on net, but Hartland read that like a book and covered it up for the save. So I mentioned before, or I guess I was muted, but 6 different goal scorers for Halifax in this game. At one point, they put 5 forwards on the ice together in a 5-on-5 scenario, and they scored. It was right after they gave up their only goal against on the penalty kill. It was Jack Shear with a beautiful move in tight. Here's Gauthier. We'll throw it towards the slot. That bounce over the stick of Harper, comes free. Chance to clear, kept in. Here's McDonald, had the opening goal in this game. Leaves it for Gauthier. Shot towards the goal, stop off the pad of Hartland. Rebound to the corner. As Norris looking to clear, will go up the boards. Poked ahead by Donaldson. It's going to be kept in. Here's Harple. Harple, but good back check from Brabant. With a chance on the side of the net that will stay out. Letting that one go was Latteria. Play up top as Berger can hold the line as White was right on him. White frees up the puck with the forecheck. Donaldson takes it to the wall. Play to the middle. McDonald will go skate to stick in his own slot. McDonald loses it as Chevry was in on the forecheck. Chevry, centering pass, is going to end up on the stick of Harple. And that'll be turned over. But right back on the stick of Donaldson as he'll recollect for Cole Harbour. Here's Donaldson. Will backhand one towards the goal off a shin pad of Gauthier. There is Leo Harple, number 8. Has a second-year Wolverine. Will start the rush for Halifax. Harple still has on the backhand towards the goal. Stop made from Hartland as rebound covered up. That was an early whistle as the puck was still bouncing in the crease of number 33. But he had it regardless, so it doesn't really matter. So I'll read off the goal scores again. Leo Harple has a goal and 2 assists. Lucas Wyan with the 1 marker. Jared Collin with a goal. Jack Shear 1 and 2. Max Kopech 1 and 1. And Felix McDonald with 1 and 2. And then 2 assists for Luke Williams, the defenseman. As he'll send Simon and McDonald to the box. So it'll remain 5-on-5. A little bit of confusion there before face-off, and it's still 5-on-5. It's watch out! I almost got hit. Yeah, me too. Me too. So I'm okay, guys. Don't worry. I've been hit with the puck once doing this, and every time now I flinch. That wasn't even that close to me. It was probably 2 rows up, but it came my direction. There's no netting here in front of me, which makes for a great view. But a dangerous situation for the broadcaster. Here's Kopech. Kopech centering pass. One-timer just goes wide. So 3:28 to go. A shot will just go wide of the net. Here's Sim. Down low for Kopech. Kopech centering pass. Here's Shear in the slot. One-timer. As that will end up on the stick of Conlon, but Hartland makes the save. Still 6-1. So still 5-on-5, 1 player in each box. Simon and McDonald. Wholesale change for both sides. Rudolph, number 55, out there for Cole Harbour. For this defensive zone face-off. One back to the corner. Here's Carroll. Pokes the head. Rudolph with a chance to clear. Rudolph takes a hit to make the play. Played up the wall. As McLaughlin will send it in deep. Ripley, back to retrieve it, goes out the boards. Lewis pinching in, looking to keep the play inside the zone. Play to the line. That's going to be kept in by Arsenault. Over across for Rudolph. Will throw back towards the end, but that's going to be picked off. Here's Ripley now. Ripley looking to center the puck. That will make its way inside the rage zone with the Wolverines are offside, so plenty of time for Captain Carroll to make a play out of the zone. Carroll up the boards. That will make its way down the ice, and that will be an icing call against Cole Harbour, so they cannot change. And here comes a fresh set of bodies for Halifax. .12.5 to go in the third. Latteria, McKay, and Harper out there for Halifax off the icing. Shot from the point by Berger. Rebound, they score. And the 7th different goal scorer as Liam Latteria gets the goal off the rebound. Now we'll make it 7-1 for Halifax here at home. Classy move. They don't go to the bench for the celebration. They line right up. So they'll drop the puck at center ice. Baldwin takes a hit off the face-off. Puck bouncing for Bourgogne. McKay will look to poke it ahead. It's going to be picked off and sent down by Price. As we'll take a hit from Latteria. Puck in the corner. Bourgogne battling for it against Gauthier. Baldwin will throw a hit in the corner. That's going to be a penalty on the play. Slashing is the call. Looks like another chance for the Wolverines power play as Bourgogne will sit for Cole Harbour. So a six goal spread in this one. Halifax will send their top line out there for this man advantage. So a late change is negated by the referee from Cole Harbour, forced to send Baldwin back out there. Kopak will take the face-off against Baldwin. Puck is dropped. One back. There's a shot from the point off the shin pad that will go wide of the net. Shearer will collect out of the corner. Jack Shearer, one of the 7 different goal scorers for Halifax tonight. Plays up ahead. Here's Berger. Back for Kopak. Kopak will walk in and shoot one off the helmet. And that's going to be covered up off the rebound by Hartland. So they can make the change now. Cole Harbour. Harlan forced to adjust his helmet as the last shot went off the lid on number 33. Less than 12 minutes to go here in the third. Halifax up big over Cole Harbour here at home. There's a pass over for Gauthier. Gauthier will walk to the top of the circle. Pass in front, tipped on goal. And Kopak will redirect it past Hartland, which will make it 8-1. Another power play goal for Wolverines. That'll be Max Kopak's second on the night, 3rd point of the evening. Puck is dropped off the ensuing draw. Here is Lewis. Will throw it towards the middle of the ice, picked up by Parker. Parker takes a hit from Lewis as he looks to dump it in. Here's Carroll now. Carroll will go around the wall, looking for White. White will look to chip it out. That will be kept in. Play the corner. 11 and a half to go. Here is Rutledge. Shot will make its way on goal. Stop with a pad of Hartland. Looking to clear as Cole Harbour. Good job of neutralize Lucas Wyan to prevent a potential breakaway. As here's Carroll shaking through. Carroll loses the puck. Comes free for White. White up top for Lewis. Lewis will collect it and send it in deep off a skate of Sim, who blocks it with his shin pad. Played up ahead. It's going to be sent inside the Cole Harbour zone. It's going to be an icing call against Halifax, who cannot change. McDonald and Simon back out there after serving their penalties. White, Chevry, Donaldson, Trudell, Dando out there for Cole Harbour. Parker, Wyand, Schnare, Rutledge, and Reese Sim, the 5 for Halifax. As here's Dando pinching in. Plays to the corner. Picked up by Chevry. Chevry takes a hit in the wall by Sim. Chevry still has the puck. Chevry on his backhand will look to make a play. Gets pinned in the boards by Rutledge. There's Wyand up ahead. Rutledge will collect the pass. 1-on-1 with Dando. Rutledge has a 2-on-1 perhaps, but good stick from Dando to free up the puck. Looking for the trailer. Harpel finds him. There's Leo Harpel. Will take him behind the net. Harpel on his backhand. Weave his way to the slot. Will throw it towards the goal. Hartland makes a save. I know freeze play with 10.5 to go in the third. So Harpel, a goal and 3 assists for 4 points. That is the most tonight. Kopeck 2 and 1. McDonald 1 and 2. Shear 1 and 2. So points all across the board for Wolverines tonight. Here's Rutledge in the corner, centering pass, and he picked off by Simon, who's out of the penalty box. Simon will barely escape the zone. It's going to be offside. Is touching that one up was McDonald, who's also back out there. 8-1's your score. McPhee will lose the face-off to McDonald. It's going to be sent in deep. As we're halfway through the third, here's Norris. Norris pokes it up ahead looking for Mayo, picked off by Ripley. Here's Harper. Wolverines stay on side. Picked off by Brabant. Brabant will play it back into his own zone. Here is Avery. Brabant will fan on the pass. Picked off. As here's McDonald towards the goal. McDonald will steer it wide as he had a back-checking Rage player on him, which prevents the partial breakaway. Here's Williams up top. Will drag to the middle. Will shoot one off the body of Brabant, who wasn't ready for that one. Play to the wall. 9.5 to go. That will escape the zone. Picked up by Ripley. Will send it right back in deep. Wolverines make some changes. Only guy out there is McDonald, who's able to hold the puck inside the Wolverine zone. Here's Shear. Shear centering pass, looking for the redirection was McDonald. Gauthier keeps it inside the zone. As Norris will take over, play to the opposite boards. Mayo looking to clear. Mayo will play it off the boards. Down low for Brabant, back for Mayo. He has a bit of time and space. He'll go across for Simon, who will put it right on the stick of Gauthier. Here's Brabant now, up the boards, turned over. Conlon has it. The captain, Conlon, will play it down low. Centering pass, one-timer, tic-tac-toe, but saying no to that one was number 33, Callum Hartland. Here's Kopeck, has 2 goals on the night. Looking for the trick, perhaps. Plays it down low for Conlon. Conlon, centering pass. Here's Kopeck, stop. Point blank from Hartland, prevents the hat-trick goal. Here's Rudolph, looking to clear, kept in by Gauthier. Donaldson. McLaughlin has it. Kopeck will collect from him. Kopeck centering pass will go off his skate. Here's McLaughlin. McLaughlin will lead the rush for Cole Harbour through the middle. Cross ice for Rudolph, who will send it back in the zone, but it's going to be offside, which will freeze play. So 8-1's your score. Kopeck, the only multi-goal scorer in this one. So 7 different goal scorers for Halifax tonight. Puck dropped. There's Lewis at the face-off win for Cole Harbour, neutral ice, as he'll take a hit from Parker, as he's favoring his chin, it looks like, but he seems to be okay. Here's Carroll, who'll keep it inside the zone. Fans on the shot, will spin it in deep. Sim back to collect it. We'll get past Bourgoin on the forward check. It's a hit from Baldwin. Centering pass picked off by Price, but here is Parker now. Parker over to McKay, who loses the puck in neutral zone. Recollected by Wyan, who has a goal in this game. As he'll lose the puck. It's free for Sim. Sim will play it up the wall, right in front of the Rage bench. Puck bouncing. Battle ensues. Wyan will use one hand to pass over to Sim. Sim, good board check from Bourgoin, will go off his skate into the corner. Here's Parker now. 7.5 to go in the third. Centering pass will go all the way out of the zone, across the zone. Chipped up ahead, Carroll, as Parker will leave the ice surface, and that's going to be offside of the line. And penalty called as Carroll got tripped up. So a Rage power play. With 7:17 to go. Carroll, White, Lewis, Mayo, Dando out there. 5 second-year players for Cole Harbour. They all played in the team last year as well. Here's Dando. Lucas Dando has the only goal for Cole Harbour tonight. We'll cycle it for Mayo. Mayo up top for Carroll. He'll collect the pass over for White. White back for Carroll. Carroll will drag and shoot one on goal. Stop made. As I believe Riley Green snuck his way back into the net. I did not see that goalie change. So Riley Green, number 31, is the starting goalie. He's back in the crease for Halifax. He exited the game. Looked like his glove was broken, but I guess they fixed it. As hit on the wall, will Feared the puck, sent in deep. Battle ensues. White gets there first, up for Dando. Dando over cross, finds Carroll. Carroll will poke it to the wall. Carroll will play it down low. Battle ensues. That's going to be won by Halifax. Here is Rutledge. Rutledge will send it down the ice. As Ripley will head to the bench, so will Williams for Halifax. As the Rage will make some changes. 55 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Carroll. Bryce Carroll down the left wall. Will get the red line and send it in deep. Gauthier against Donaldson for the loose puck. That's going to be won by the Wolverines. Chance to clear. Gauthier has Donaldson on him on the forward check. Comes free for McPhee. Here is Jake McPhee up for Baldwin. Baldwin over cross. Finds Carroll. That will hop over his stick. Carroll will collect on the goal line. Centering pass. Jammed on goal. Bouncing behind the net. That's going to be sent to the line. Kept in by Baldwin. Cruz Baldwin will walk to the top of the circle and shoot one up high into the glove. The newly repaired glove of Riley Green. As he'll freeze play. With 5.5 to go in the third. 20 seconds of power play time remaining for Cole Harbour. Rage will send the extra defenseman out there as there's only 20 seconds in the power play left. Norris getting some power play time for Cole Harbour. Puck dropped. Chance to clear for Halifax. Sends over the stick of Shearer shorthanded. He'll chip it past Norris. Shearer spins off the check. Holds onto it on the wall. Shearer over to Kopech. Kopech has a lane. He'll shoot one low. Stop made by Hartland with the stick. And that's going to do it for the Rage power play. Back to 5-on-5. Here's Baldwin. Leaves it for Norris. Up the boards. Baldwin will collect the puck across the ice. Norris has it again. Centering pass. Picked off easily by Sim. Sim avoids the hit from Baldwin. Up head for Shearer. Shearer will drag and shoot one. Stop. Rebound. Looking for the hat trick was Kopech, but he couldn't jam it home. Here's Donaldson now. Donaldson will take it wide. There's a zone. Takes a hit on the process. Comes free for Wyan. Here's Lucas Wyan up for Kopech. Kopech enters the zone. Has Conlon and Shearer with them. Here's Shearer with a drop pass shot. That'll be lodged into the pad of Heartland, which will freeze play with 4.5 to go. So 7-goal spread, 4:37 on the clock here in Halifax. This will conclude our Wednesday coverage. The Woodlawn Panthers defeated the Seme Cougar earlier tonight. This was our lone game in U15 Major Action. Here's a centering pass. It's going to be fanned on by Parker. Here's Gauthier. Played over across off the stick at Arsenault. That will escape the zone. Battle ensues as Gauthier wins that. Hit frees up the puck. Simon has it for Cole Harbour. Here's Nakai Simon, number 5. Will try and drag it into the zone. Picked off. Played up ahead. Here's Harpel. Harpel over to Parker. Up ahead for Felix McDonald. McDonald has Arsenault on him. Makes the play. As McLaughlin has the puck in his feet. Makes the play up ahead. Turned over. Here's Harpel. Harpel will weave his way through. Down behind the net is number 8 in black. Here's Harpel centering pass for McDonald. Back down low. It's going off his skate. Dando looking to clear. Kept in by Williams. Williams shot blocked by Dando. Here's McLaughlin. Will look to toe drag in the slot. Comes free for the Wolverines. One-timer sheer. McDonald rather. That's going to be stopped by Heartland. Rebound shot. Just goes wide from Williams. Here is Harpel. Harpel up for McDonald. Will go through his feet. Up top, Williams will collect the puck. Sent on goal, but blocked. Williams again. Throws it towards the net. Tipped over the cage. 3:20 to go. Chance for Clarber to clear. Kept in. Here's Harpel. Harpel will weave his way through the defenders. Over across for Williams. Williams will look to return that for Harpel, but he missed it. Here's Ripley off the bench. Ripley will get the red line and send it in deep as a wholesale change for Halifax. Besides Ripley, of course, as here is Dando looking to spring Mayo, who will chip it into the zone. We're going to stick a Sim. Reese Sim will play it up ahead. Here's a 2-on-1. Rutledge with Schneier. Pass in front. Here's Rutledge and a glove save from Heartland. Keeps it 8-1. There's a guy with a Santa hat right beside the Halifax bench. Not sure if that is the actual St. Nick or not. He's enjoying himself a coffee. Puck is dropped. Played up the boards. Picked out by White. White looking to clear. Kept in by Ripley. Wolverines have it. Here is Schnarr. Looking to center it. Picked off by Bryce Carroll as lead the rush for Cole Harbour. Here is Carroll. As he'll fall down as he enters the zone. Sim against Carroll for the loose puck. Hit on the boards. Battle ensues. Looking to clear his Rutledge. Kept in. Here's White up ahead for Carroll, who was pinching in, but he received the puck on his backhand, which was turned over. Here is Rutledge. Off the pass from Ripley. Up ahead. Picked up by McKay. McKay will send it in deep. It's going to take a funny hop off the wall. 2 minutes to go here in the third period. 7-goal lead for Halifax here at home. Here's Sim. Sim across, looking for Shear off the bench that will hop over his stick. Picked off by Lewis. Lewis will play to the wall. Shear has Lewis in on the forecheck, as that will be a hit into the wall. Big collision behind the Halifax net as Shear is slow to get up. Clean hit on the play. As here is Gauthier on his own cage. Gauthier will spin out the forecheck, and McPhee still has Chevry on him. 1:20 to go. Here's Kopech now. Will play it up the wall. Return pass finds Kopech. Kopech has 2, looking for 3. Will take it wide. There's Kopech towards the goal. Stop off the pad. Rebound. It's still loose in the crease. They still whack away. Here's Kopech. Kopech up for Lyon, who will shoot one on net, and that will just go off of a shin pad and wide. As we approach a last minute play in the third. Here's Wyan. The centering shot will go off a stick. Here is Chevry. Chevry up for Brabant. Avery Brabant can't get it in deep. That's going to go off a stick and ends up inside the Wolverine zone. Kopech, number 22, has 2 on the night. Stretch pass will go past Harper, and that will be no icing as Hartland came out to play it. Here's McPhee with 45 seconds to go in the game. Played up the boards. Burgoyne finds it. He'll chip it ahead. Foot race for the puck. Burgoyne against Wyan, but Wyan wins that one. Play to the corner. Here is Felix McDonald. McDonald has 3 points in the night. Takes it wide. Has the puck. McDonald will drag and shoot one. Stop by Hartland. That will freeze play. With 24 seconds to go in this game. They'll drop the puck to the glove side of Hartland. One in the corner. Here's McDonald looking to find Shear, but he couldn't get the puck to Conlon, rather. Not Shear. Shear actually getting some medical attention from the training staff. 8 seconds to go. Here is McDonald. McDonald over across. Here's Ripley fanning the shot. And that is going to do it for this one. So Halifax gets the win on home ice. 8-1's your final. Winning goaltender is Riley Green. Taden came in for a few moments. 7 different goal scorers in this one for Halifax. 8 goals total. Only guy with 2 was Max Kopech. So this win will propel the Wolverines past the Rangers to now have 26 points. They are now tied with the Bandits for 4th in the league. So that's going to do it for our coverage of this one. Nova Scotia U15 major action on a Wednesday night. Wolverines win big here at home. Thank you for tuning into this one. My name is Mason tonight. A few games on Friday, including the female celebration game over in Windsor between the Capitals and the Surge. But until then, we'll say sayonara live from the Forum. Appreciate you watching. Have a great night, everybody. See you on the weekend.